I'm flying high above the sky. I don't care, it will be fine. Don't you know it's done for me right in your eyes? Totally advised, don't you see? Don't you know it was done for me right? Totally advised, don't you see? Don't you see? Don't you see?
What is happening, Andy? How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man? Nice seeing you. Happy
Nice
Friday.
seeing you, bro. We were down Casey tonight. I figured me and you would tag team tonight. We got quite a few things we can talk about. We got quite a few people in the house already. I think this was like episode either 34 or 36, something. I'm sorry, 64 or 63, something like that. But we made it. We got quite a few people in here now already.
Heck yeah, man. It's going good. It's great to be back live streaming consistently. It's great. And
You sound like you feel better from last week. You're not as congested.
no, I should not have went live. I tried though, but yeah, I feel 99.9% better. About as effective as cleaning equipment, you know. Good
yeah.
enough. Good enough.
You back to work and all that stuff already too, though?
Yeah, yesterday was my first day back and I was a little tired. I was like, man, I am just not used to exerting that much force, you know? When you're sitting Netflixing for 3 weeks straight, you kind of, you know, get a little bit of muscle atrophy.
But luckily, the wife and the boys and all that stuff are back to good.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good. Otherwise, we had a little incident Saturday when we went to see Christmas lights and Bryson happened to eat a quarter. A quarter.
Oh, wow.
He ate a quarter and I'm freaking out. You know, we're in line to see lights and, you know, it's bumper to bumper. I'm like, what am I going to do if something's like, you know, we got to take him to the hospital. I guess it was fine. It went through, but I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. He went to school and we got a call that he had a fever. So we took him to the hospital, got an x-ray. It passed. So I think it was just the extra, you know.
Strain on it.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're doing great, man.
It reminded me, like, when we were little kids, we had to take my brother to the hospital because somehow, like, a cheapo, like, friend bracelet or whatever had all the, like, the beads on it or whatever.
Yeah.
For some reason, my brother got this bright idea to push one in his ear, and it got, like, stuck in his ear canal. And they had to go pull it out of his ear or whatever.
Jesus. Kids are crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're nuts. They're nuts.
I see you got some gaming going on there. What's up with the desk back there, man? I see some cool shit going on back there.
Yeah, it's a kicker computer. You can buy them now. No.
I wish
thing
you
is
had a picture
awesome.
handy of the logos that they made for it. They came out pretty sick.
On the backhand?
No, there's a front logo and like a top one at the kicker.
I do. It's on my phone. Maybe I could just pull it up here. I should have had all that kind of stuff ready here.
It's okay.
Here, dude. It's awesome what those guys did. With the 3D printing, the decals. These guys, you guys, including you, Scott, you guys went crazy on this stuff. Let me get a nice.
I had nothing to do with the assembly and stuff like that. I did, I mean, as aforementioned, donate you a graphics card, but I'm making big screen.
That's the power button.
Boom. Oh, that's not what I did.
I know. I wanted to get a camera overshot or like zoomed in, but I've been having HDMI problems, just wiring everything up in time. But yeah, that's the top button there to plug everything in, and well, not plug everything in, to turn it on. And then here's the front. Get a good picture of that there. You can see it behind me, but nice little close shot. And then with all the switches on the back, which was just insane. I was like, dude, I don't even know if I have that many USBs laying around. But we got a plug for each one of them. Oh, man, where's that video at? Oh, shoot, I should have had this stuff ready. No. Is it part of... Yeah, it's part of this one, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Shoot. It's like a 7-minute video.
It's okay. We can take him. We'll
yeah.
find him. Oh, there we go.
Good old iPhone. There we go.
Solo layout shit. They came out. That's super nice, man.
Dude,
Hopefully it's a good upgrade from your laptop.
Oh man, night and day. You know, the laptop looked like someone was trying to use a defibrillator, trying to bring it back to life with all the cords connected to it, and just, you know, this is awesome. I wanted to get more shots. I'm gonna try for my show, but I just been running into issues, and I forgot to download our music. We need background music. I'm like, oh no, I got that. And then I've been having a problem with running this third camera here, which is pretty cool. It's a screen share, and I can do all this stuff with the ATM Mini. But then randomly, it'll change the resolution on this screen alone, which doesn't make sense.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. It didn't do that with the laptop, but it's doing it with this, unless you know something I don't know.
Nope, I don't really do much of
Yeah.
you know, I'm not an expert at that one. That's one thing.
Otherwise, it's running great.
Heck yeah, you'll get all the bugs worked out of it too. It's gonna be some driver issue or taking, you know, something, you know, a set of
Right.
bugs.
Right.
Boom, boom. Like you see, though, I have a nightmare with the Elgato. Like I'm just, dude,
Yeah.
you got it all worked out. And I'm like, F this, not, you know,
It's an awesome microphone, but it sucks to set up.
Yeah, the whole
terrible.
input thing is just a pain in the butt. It should be more
Yep.
automated than that. It should
Yep.
be like, hey, these are used by default. You know, like when you open a program, it should defaultly go through this.
Yep. Force it. Nope.
What's
What's going on, everyone? Man, we got a lot of people in here.
We're gonna have this guy in here. This is the Base Warrior. This is his 4-wheel drive account, his company also. But we helped us
Nice.
launch our first Southern Thunder branded product. I hope you saw that today. I'm gonna pull those up.
No, I missed it today.
The,
I've been on that other app, that community car app.
Oh, I need to check that one out.
Dude, it's
The,
pretty nice. It just launched like 4 days ago. No joke.
Boom. We've got some Southern Thunder car audio by Base Warrior fuse blocks. I'm gonna start expanding them, carrying them more. You know, it's all made in
Nice.
the U.S. here. They're super nice. I really like having the standoffs from the outside of the post versus having off the top of the fuse blocks. Because again, like the other brand ones that I use, that uses the top screw there. Like I end up losing the nuts. They vibrate off in base all the time.
Right. That's nice. Beautiful.
I am very happy with it. I had a reel pulled up. It looks like Instagram is not on top right now. They're excited. They took in literally as soon as I posted one, guys like, hey, it blew my mind, dude. Which was very cool. And we're gonna be doing different sizes and different colors. That was what we started with as obviously an initial batch. Obviously we liked them and stuff like that. And as soon as I got my hands on them, it was like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I guess I can't full screen on there, but super.
I
nice.
love stuff that's like etched like that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Rather than just plain. Like that looks
They're
awesome.
super nice in hand. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with them. And again, we'll probably be carrying a variety of more sizes and colors, and then obviously you probably have the possibility of doing some custom if you really want to, but obviously you'd have a wait time. I'm going to try to stock the singles, the duals, and maybe like a quad or a 6. But if you want anything crazy or bigger, you know, you have to take. And I think it's kind of worth it, Chris. You do amazing work also. I mean, again, it's not SM, it's another option, Garrick. Yeah, I'm not stepping on SMD's toes. I'll happily sell somebody an SMD fuse holder too, but I like providing premium options to my customers and give them, you know, choice of stuff they want to buy.
Right. I know. I seen, what was it, Jacob and them at Down for Sound. They came out with a crossover, a physical crossover. I was like, well, that's cool. You know,
Sure.
just nice to have different brands of just, you know, just so that the people that buy stuff from you can buy something with your name on it too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
if they want to
sure.
support, you know, it's something that you like to have.
There we go. Boom. But yeah, I really like obviously the multi-layers, and then another thing I like it right there, the whole good old made in USA. That way it's good and seen. Obviously the fuse is covered too, but very happy with it, man.
Gotta let them know. Listen, this is not from China. This is American made.
This should be fine. It's acrylic cast, acrylic, which is like honestly like the nicest stuff you can get. We can get you set up on that, Mullen. I'll get you set up on that. You'll be the first big one. I'll literally message you after the show. But so again, if you look up acrylic cast, it's honestly like the nicest acrylic material cutting. Anybody that's making acrylic panel, Chris, I'm sure, and I've seen him before. He used acrylic cast. It's gonna hold up fine, dude. It's like literally the best stuff you can buy, and it's not flimsy. They're very rigid. Boom, there we go.
Right, you need something strong, man. You know, just in case someone takes an elbow to it, gets pushed into your car at Slamology. You never know.
Well, the stuff I like about that material is really, and it sounds silly to say it's acrylic, but you don't think about it until you start seeing stuff that gets heated. It's really dense acrylic. So like a few other brands that I have, you'll notice they'll be really nice when you put them in. They give it like a couple 6 months of heat cycling and stuff like that, and they'll kind of be distorted a little bit. The covers don't want to fit on just right. And you generally shouldn't see too much distortion in those.
Starts bending.
I have,
just from the heat.
I have 2 in my engine bay right now. One is kind of like drooping. where I took and like half of it screwed down, and kind of like half was like hanging over an engine part. It's kind of like now, and I'm like, oh man, I probably need to change that.
Yeah. Heat's the killer of it all, man. Really is.
Tyron, what are you talking about? It's freaking cold, dude. Well, the last 2 days in Georgia, as soon as the sun goes down, it's like
Cold,
chill
probably what,
factor,
65 for you down there?
What's the temperature right now?
It was actually nicer today. It's probably because we're up north. It was about 55, not 60, but it was warmer than it's been. Good 20, 30s all week.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, we're not there. No, it's 56 right now. I'm calling that cold.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
The thing is that like I keep my AC, which I'm gonna go turn it up now or down now. It keeps on 68 all year. Like right now, 68 feels like you're piping freaking lava in my room right now.
I can't. Hey, you got to have the heat on and the AC on. You know, just both. Winter's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I screwed up the other day. Like we had one warm day, so I got on, I kicked the AC on, and it was just I have it on like an auto method or like AC, and then so I kicked it over to AC, so it turned it on, and then it got like cold at night, and I woke up freezing my butt off.
I can't. Hey, it happens. It happens.
Boom, 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 boom. Between 61 and 65. Oh, that's not too bad though. I can take that. Let's see.
And it's like insane with when you have a new setup. You're like constantly tweaking things. You know, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's not right. That's not right."
That's everything that we mess with too, whether it be the car, the computer, or anything. It's also
Yeah.
with YouTube.
Right,
Speaking
right.
of that-
Dude, it's night and day, man. It just, you know, getting used to everything and getting everything, so it's all good. You know, God.
Bobby,
Oh,
our
yeah.
website is www.southernthundercaraudio.com. I'm actually like in the finishing stages of launching the website. We have all the product imported, all the pricing and all that jazz, and then I'm literally just like finishing text for like the main page where it's like, you know, information about stuff you click on, stuff like that. It's really
So
about the
you'll
end
be
of it.
able to order it just from the website now.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't sell you Sundown product online, but literally anything else under umbrella products. And
Oh, I
get me
don't
wrong,
want Sundown. You know, I listen to Underground guy. I don't. Sundown's garbage, man.
I hear you, man. Yeah, he's just kind things to say about me also. But the
Dude, I've been listening to him recently. He's been going off on everybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God, here we go.
I did
When's it my turn?
I did a 5% RO promo code, and I've made a few sales with the promo code.
Nice,
But yeah,
nice.
I did. Did you see the test video I put out today? I took and I had a guy get a demo. Took and which obviously I'm going to touch back on that, Bobby. If there's anything you need, you can like literally just message me personally or message the Facebook page. I can do everything through that. But had a guy accidentally need one of the Neo Pro 6.5s, and so I've been sitting here like the 4 ones that I need are on back order. So it's like I'm not going to recount it, and it's just a dented dust cap. Like let's play with something else. So I had a bunch of the SoundCube QPD MR 6.5, which is obviously the SoundCube mid-range. And they're a really budget speaker, man. It's like $65 for a pair of them. They're like 100 watts RMS. And I just wanted to play with something different, so I took and swapped them bad boys into the truck. In all honesty, and again, it's not taking anything away from the Sundowns, but I was like severely underpowering them. They're like 160 watts RMS a piece, and I was sending 100 watts RMS per pair, you know, before rides and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
So
like
I
tickling
was
them.
sending under half rated to them. Honestly, I'm liking what the sound cues, you know, sound better at rated power that they need versus me underpowering the Neo Pros.
Oh wow. I mean, it makes sense, right? You know, any driver you're kind of pushing to its, you know, potential, it's gonna shine pretty good.
Let's see.
But it's me into the speaker.
But I started playing with making a little editing, buddy. I took and I don't know. This is mostly all on my phone, but I took and did some transitions, and I sped up the work and stuff like that, where I was doing the drill and shit. I don't know. I had a pretty good time with it, man. I don't know. I had fun slapping. I think I'm gonna do more of these videos where it's like, you know, chaining stuff out and testing it, you know, like seeing the difference and stuff. And I've got a good
When
buddy.
I was gonna say, how do you like those door panels?
The cut the
Those-
speaker ponds.
Yes.
I fucking love them. I've had every revision of them on the truck so far. If you see, actually, my base is kind of busted up this one. I have some cracks in it, and it's kind of funny. I love Brandon Chinosky. He's the guy that owns Custom Speaker Pods. And I was going to call him today because I figured I had to put some Band-Aids on this when I swapped the speakers out. I was literally going to call him and be like, hey, man, I need another driver's side, you know, door panel. And he literally called me out of the blue, and he's like, Scott, he's like, stop posting effing videos of broken door panels. And I'm like, okay, buddy. So he's actually made a revision on those already, where he's taking and he's changing the mounting surface to them. Like it uses more of like a rivet style, and then in this thicker material, So he's going to send me out some new ones, and I'm going to show the differences. And I have all 3 generations of the pods now, so I can show, obviously what he started out with about 5 years ago versus his product now. I'm
Nice.
excited to show it off, man. Brandon's been really good people to me, and he's one of our Southern Thunder car audio dealers. So a lot of the products he gets, is through us.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's kind of perfect.
He's big time in it now, dude. I mean, I'll go ahead and plug Brandon now.
I know. I seen he had the Street Series, the square kicker ones already made, and I'm like, man, but he doesn't make anything for my car. It's more the general Tahoes, Excursions, Suburbans.
Well, the cool thing. Oh, there's my truck right there. But no, the cool thing on him now though is you can get speaker combo kits. So like he's an authorized dealer for quite a few brands now. So you can buy the pods already loaded, with the speakers to go with them.
Oh wow.
For your vehicle. So I mean, like, it just cuts out all the hassle. He'll be able to tell if it fits or not, and or make them already fit. Because for instance, like the ones that I've got from my truck are like a generic cutout size, and like some speakers have a little bit different mounting than not. So I had to kind of massage mine to take and fit the Neo Pros, and obviously if you're buying them and he knows they're for Neo Pros, it's gonna fit the Neo Pros to begin with. You know what I mean? So it's just an overall win-win for everybody. And I like to see him grow and do good things too.
That's awesome. I really do wish he made them for Eclipses, because I wouldn't mind trying them out before I build pods. Just trying them, seeing how they work, and if it works, then maybe just throw some shag on it. But I don't know. I feel like I'm probably just gonna be running doors, building my own.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel free to reach out to them. There's a lot of stuff that they'll do. And I'm not going to speak for them though, but I am fairly confident saying it's probably on the demand of the people that are wanting, Eclipse your generation door speaker pods. So it's probably a more of a niche market, than
right. Well, I got 2 of them. I got 2 Eclipses. That's
You're
4 doors.
I'll buy 2 pair of door pods, bro.
Yes.
Rhonda, you got 3 doors though. I mean, like, again, I'll be excited to see what you come up with. Your doors are badass now.
Thanks, man. I know I want to do it right. But
you should do more dash speakers, bro. Just do more, fill up more of the things.
Got to take out the steering. We're gonna make it a functioning speaker too. I see all these ones that are just, you got to make it functioning, or at least play like 10 hertz constantly. I think that'd be cool. Just driving down the road trying to hold on to the thing.
Oh sure. To be honest with you though, I'm not gonna do the speaker steering wheel. I've been wanting to do like a freaking baller ass, like legit, not something like exactly that one, but like a nice billet steering wheel. I'm not finding nothing that I'm exactly talking about now that I'm pulling it up. But I found a company that makes some pretty sick aftermarket billet steering wheels that I just want to get like a full billet aluminum wheel. And you can use like a Mustang hub adapter on my truck, and just do something cool and bougie on it. That way it looks baller.
Oh yeah, man. So where's Casey at again tonight?
I think he's spending time with his lady.
Ah, typical. Nah, it's good. Sometimes you need that break, It's like, you can take a break any other day, but you know what? We'll do it Friday night, because you know what I mean? It's Friday. It's a good day to take a break.
Garrick, I would probably say no on the Pro door panels. The probably, only person ever asked about it. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, it's kind of like you said, it's a rare car these days. You could probably make some door panels. I know, just frame stuff.
I wonder if he would make custom ones, but the price would be higher. For the individual. Because I'm sure he could do it, but you'd almost have to ship him the door panel here. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know their exact. I know exactly how they do like QLogic Q-Forms panels, like my kick panels and the panels they put on top of it. And,
right.
From my understanding, though, his is not quite exactly the same. From my understanding, he does like a lot of 3D scans of panels and things along those lines.
Oh wow!
But I don't know I don't know Brandon's methods to his wizardry. I know exactly how QLogic Q-Forms does it, but his method, I'm understanding, is completely different.
Works.
Gang looking nice tonight, peeps. I mean, Jake, you can join in, buddy. I'll take and if you're in your underwear, especially, I'll take and get you a link.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing the camera only shows from here and up, so you don't really have to wear pants on the show. You don't have to.
We had a guy in Discord the other night that stood up and he was naked.
Oh man, you can't be doing that.
Yeah. Jake will confirm, actually. Speaking of Jake at STK Enclosures, he's the guy that owns that company. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that knucklehead real quick, because I'm gonna pull his page up real quick. He has a promotion going on now until December 15th. If you buy a new subwoofer from me at Southern Thunder, He'll give you, it's like 30% off one of his prefab boxes or something like that. Yeah, boom.
Jeez. That's awesome.
Yeah, see, Jake said can't confirm. So you buy new subs, you can get the selection of his prefabs, and they're generally pretty damn good. I could talk a lot of shit about Jake. Yeah,
well, I think that's already taken, but
yeah, I wouldn't say it's. But at the end of the day, for your money and a known good design, that's one of the ones we did bullet lined, and came out really nice. This DK has been around for a minute. He's the one guy that did my wall and all that stuff too. If you're going to do a prefab, I would definitely do one of these bad boys. Makes it simple too, having all the specs in the box and stuff like that. I've taken it. When I have them laying around the shop, like you take it and like, oh, what is that? Oh yeah, it's all inside of it. Here's the port tuning. Here's the the area.
Right. That's awesome though. Boxes like that are kind of needed. Just because someone might want that custom sound, and they'd rather just have somebody send them something that's going to work. Relatively better than your typical prefab with 5/8 inch MDF that's just glued together, not even screwed, and it's just it's a matter of time till it starts leaking and falling apart, and you want something solid.
Well, another thing with it too is, and I'll provide a good example. I had a dealer. Man, I keep putting this X model sub into a vehicle and it sounds like shit. And I would go and say he's throwing Sundown SAs and some like cheapest prefab this guy could get his hands on. And we find out the specs on it, and it's like, dude, A, you're not even the right enclosure volume internally. B, you're like a whole octave and a half port tuning higher than it should be right now. So like, I'm sure you're not getting the performance output of this driver. It's not doing it just to yourself. It's not doing it just to your customer or the brand to be doing that. So spend,
right.
2 pennies in a used condom, out of your profit margin, and get some decent enclosure for this guy, and we'll work it in the bill. Because when you take in, you tell a customer, hey, I have this box, it's half the price, it's going to sound like shit, but I'll sell it to you. I got to get this that's actually made to work in the specifications of the driver, and obviously we have different finishes we can do on it, and in order to make it fit your vehicle, it's going to sound much better. But which one do you want? Like more times than not, that guy's going to buy the more expensive option. B, he's going to buy the cheaper option first, and he's going to go, okay, yeah, this sounds like shit. He's going to save us some money, and he's going to go buy the nicer option. So, I mean, it's one of those things. But, yeah.
It's crazy how bad a bad sounding box can be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I mean, especially when you have a lot of these, these higher output, higher excursion subs, it could be like no low end out, low, but, and then also you have crazy, like 45, 50, 55 hertz, and you're like, man, I want lows. You're like, well.
Or it's beating the crap out of it,
Oh, sure.
Man, I keep breaking screws. Well.
Touche, yeah, because it's half-inch MDF. That's the cheapest MDF the company can get. But I mean, like, just like everything else in the market, we're seeing a lot of also nicer prefabs, like they're coming to market from other companies.
Right.
I mean, it's really hard to sell a bad product in 2022 because you made a joke online if you do.
Right, and it's just, man, you can't get away with it like you could.
Oh, there are prefabs that suck, but there definitely are nice prefabs now, yeah.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, though, too, like, I know how it is getting debates. I remember going to Best Buy and buying, like, the 212 steeled. I bet you I bought 3 212 or 112 prefabs from Casey back in the day. Just Best Buy, single 12, 212s. It's like half-inch MDF, everything, like this, paper-thin layered carpet on it that's not even glued.
Yeah, and you know what? It got us by at some point.
I thought I was smacking.
That's it.
Bro, my subs are so loud, I blew the box apart.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it myself. I just put more screws in it. It's fine.
Yeah. That's, I've done that for people. They have the prefab box, and they don't want to get a new one, so it's like, all right, we're going to throw some screws in there. Oh, man, it sounds so much better. Yeah, you'll be back in about a month.
Yeah, or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that especially like some of those older, cheaper ones that's kind of like more like OSB or like particle board that like they just get crumbly.
This is from your grandmother's cabinet.
Yeah, like your grandma's 1970s speaker cabinets. Yeah, you can like punch a hole in it.
I can't.
Did you see the new Gately box that like broke the internet today and people were wondering how it works and all that stuff?
No. Ooh, ooh. I mean, it probably just fits in there. That's just a giant motor. It's a giant motor. It's big as
6.5. It's probably an underseat box.
Jesus. That's beautiful. It looks kind of like one of those. I don't even know. It doesn't look natural. It's cool looking.
It's pretty impressive. He was saying that was the only way that he could get the internal volume of the enclosure that they wanted was to invert them to fit him under the seat.
Right. So he had to invert them and then also bulge them out to get that internal airspace. That's pretty nifty.
Nuts.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have. I mean, you're kind of pulling at straws, but you're gonna have some differences because of all the divots. But I mean, shoot, man, when you got small space and you want to get that base, you got to do what you got to do, and that's cool. I love the loading of that port. How it's like not flat. It kind of gives an angle to it. So I don't know. I always thought ports at an angle give you a little bit different response than just one way. Especially with a normal car. And that's a truck.
If I had to guess, that's going to be loading like in a corner pocket or something like that in the...
Yeah, I like it. What's up, Jake?
What do you think about this, Jake?
You still working for State Farm?
I can't hear you guys.
Uh-oh.
Kick me out for a second.
No, you're good. You're good. That's beautiful. So he just posted that today.
Oh, yeah. And there's people like, how does that work? Not enough airspace, blah, blah, blah. And I was like... There's already people saying, I was like, oh, this is the first one I've seen. They're like, I've seen that before. And I'm like, I'm sure you've not seen anything like this, asshole. Like, just shut your mouth and you can respect the freaking tool.
Right.
And they're like, I wonder how it sounds. And I'm like, have you ever heard anybody say I bought anything Gately audio and it sounded like shit? So, I mean, like, I'm sure there's quite a few revisions and not testing this before he made the box.
That's why I feel good about Bubba's, decision on Gately subs, Gately box. I mean, you can't really go wrong, but I know Bubba, he always wants more. So I don't know. We'll see.
His ears must have been
Speaking
burning.
of Bubba.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The dude, I have the Gately Alpha 8. We already talked about it. That 0.75 cubic foot box. It just like tucks up in the corner of my car.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at the output and even the low end extension that single 8 does. And it's on under 1,000 watts, stock electrical, stock 2009 battery. Like it's fine.
Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Let's see.
I think Jake is back.
Yeah, I'm good.
Can you hear us now? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
My output changed.
Good.
Everyone's wondering what the mess is. He's actually remodeling his basement into a man cave.
Yeah.
The backsplash thing on the wall looks pretty sick, though.
That thing?
No. The wood.
Oh, this shit?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! Don't let me get the camera close to it. It's atrocious.
Hell yeah. Well, it's got a cool tongue and groove look.
Sorry, I'm just messing with my giant monitors.
Y'all can't even see it.
They
right
can't
there,
see it,
don't
so
they?
you're just doing the good part. What do you think about this, though, Jake?
Other than the fact that I think you waste a little bit of airspace, it looks dope as fuck.
It looks dope as fuck. I think it was just, to my understanding, it was to like defeat the stipulations of completely keeping it under the seat for the customer.
And it's perfect, so if you got kids, they can just kick at it all day.
Well, if they
you're
shift
good.
the motor, you might have a really bad day. But
Yeah, you got a strong kid. You might need to put him into wrestling or something.
Kid's got his steel toes on, back there just neat.
Yeah.
just healing the shit out of
Dude,
stuff.
I already knew better. See, like, I grew up with like my dad being a bass head, so it was like, you don't touch the fucking glass, you don't touch the doors, you better not touch a speaker, because it'll be your ass, dude. Like, yeah.
Better not touch the squishy thing either.
Oh no, I did it one time, man. My dad had some like Rockford Punch Power 12s in the back of a like 90s Blazer, and dude, I was going to show my buddy. So we were at the house, and the Blazer was out front, and like it was like they didn't drive it, and I was like, dude, come check out the stereo of my mom's Blazer, and so I open up the back hatch, and I'm like pushing down on the sub on the dust cap, and it goes bloop and just pushes right in. Yeah, dude.
Did you do the magic trick to pull it out?
I was a kid then, and now that I know that the pole, now that I know that Rockford, you can push straight up the pole and push it back out. But I didn't think at the time as a kid, I'm gonna take the sub out now as a little kid. But so it happened to me like the same day, like one of my dad's friends from out of town came into town. He's like, hey man, come check out this build we've been doing. And he opens up the hatch and the fucking dust cap's pushed in, and he didn't even know anything about it yet. Woo, that was my ass. Yeah.
Now, question: Did y'all when
You're
y'all
still
were
alive.
growing up? Yeah. When y'all were growing up and you noticed like some bullshit speaker with the dust cap pushed in, didn't that always used to be like, oh man, that thing's blown now? What the hell?
Oh, it's junk.
Like when you were really small.
See, no, I was always raised like you don't touch those for the most part. So like I would see the paper ones pushed in, and it was like somebody's in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
It would always bother me. I'm like, man, are people really that dumb? Like, just don't touch the speaker,
How does it
push around the dust cap?
It's like a nipple.
Yeah.
Which like, what is the fascination pushing a dust cap in?
I don't know. It's just more fun, man.
It is satisfying.
The pop it makes, it's like a fidget toy. It's like,
always like the titanium or like like aluminum cap cone ones too that just get pushed all the way in. They wrinkle all the way around.
What's the like the eclipses? You'd notice when somebody was really pushing on it, there'd be like a dipple in the center of it, and I'd be like,
Oh, I mean,
how do you mess that up?
Again, dude, yeah, like the Rockford T2s, the aluminum cone, and the T1s, I guess too. They're just notorious that if you see them used like 9 times out of 10, it looks like it's been in a fucking hailstorm.
Bruh, like for real, dude. Oh man, speaking of hailstorm, we almost got caught in one in Shaq's TRX like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I'll go in, the first one I pulled up online. If you look at a freaking like 99% of the T2s, it would take into. Oh, you can't even see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you push on it that damn hard?
Oh yeah, you like punching it.
Like, look, man, this thing's so freaking solid, dude.
Those things are made out of steel. You didn't know that?
Like sticking his finger at it while it's flopping. Like, what are you doing, bro? And it's like every one you find used has dents in it. But that was like a lesson for me because I went out of my way and spent an exorbitant amount of money to buy 2 really nice new Rockford T2s, and then it was like I used them for a month and all the glue crumbled and turned to dust, and it was like just came apart. And it was like, well, fuck. And then I had almost the money I had in the subs and custom recons.
Jesus.
Hey, you live and learn though. I could have had custom built ZV6 for what I had in those Rockford T2s.
I got some info to share with you, Scott, after the podcast. I'm not going to throw it out there on the podcast.
Oh, now you got to say it.
Shit.
I don't know if it's going to come to fruition or not yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's real or not yet. So I don't want to push the boundary yet, but it'll make you chuckle. 100%. It'll make you chuckle.
You been unloading any boxes?
Today has been a shit show. I set an alarm to wake up at 1:30. That didn't happen. Slept straight through till about 6:30 tonight. Woke up and went, oh shit, let me go get some wood. Drove all the way to Lowe's, which is almost an hour away round trip. Got all the way there and it didn't have my wallet.
Damn.
They closed at 9. It was 8 o'clock, and I'm like, there's no way I'm making it back here.
You know what? I feel like I've done that before.
I got lucky the other dude. Speaking of not having a wallet, I got lucky the other night. We my brother next door has a paint and body shop, and the painter had left for the day. Well, the painter had a tag light out, apparently, left and got pulled over, and come to find out I had a suspended license. I have no idea what the situation on it was. So he called us like, hey, I'm like 2 minutes up the road. They're taking me to jail, but I need somebody to come get my truck. And I have a suspended license, they're letting somebody drive off. So we just hopped in the truck and hauled ass over there. And the first thing that happens when we get out of the car, the cop's like, which one of you guys got a valid driver's license? Both of us left our wallets at the shop. Like, we just hopped in the vehicle. So none of us had a license or nothing on us. But luckily the cop's like, hey, do you have all your information? Like, luckily I knew my driver's license number. So he ran everything, made sure I was good.
You know how many people don't know that number?
Yeah, you got to know that.
Yeah.
I know mine.
So I took into...
Never know.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times I don't even drive with my wallet with me, so it's like, you kind of need to know that.
Sure.
Just look you up by name if you don't have it.
Yeah.
As long as you can get my name.
Is that your current address?
And then they'll be like, that kind of looks like you.
Yeah.
Like, luckily enough, he just because it was like literally 3 minutes, like 2 turns. He just followed me to the shop and it was fine. I was like, look, my wallet's right here, but he didn't even look at my ID for that.
That's funny.
But it was karma. Hell yeah. But yeah, I took in to figure hang out tonight being Friday. Take it just BSing, man. But
right.
I'm glad fake feeder in there. We're just hoping you're gonna get it before Christmas, bro. Like straight up. It's been a little bit of time in progress.
It was worth the wait for sure. This thing is just, it's beautiful, and I haven't even really got into it, but I mean, it's just, but I don't know if the guys know. Who else is watching? We got RVH. I don't think he knows about it. It's got 4 terabytes of storage, 2 for each hard drive, so it's got a lot of stuff here. I'll show you this over here, actually. I don't know what this is. What is this, Scott? This is like some fancy. Tells you.
Yeah, it's for the graphics card.
Is that for the? Okay, is that okay? Now, what does that do? It makes it run faster and all that stuff, or what?
You don't even have to use it just for monitoring stuff. For the most part, you can overclock with it, but all reality, it's nothing you're going to need.
It's RX 580. You're not going to be able to turn it way up.
What is overclocking mean, and
it's like
what I mean?
It's like turning the ignition advance up on the motor till it.
Timing.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like let's get a little bit more performance, but we're gonna increase irreliability.
Jesus. Okay, so leave it as it is.
Leave it as fine. I never had a single issue.
You should see my overclock on mine. On mine, it's pretty
overclocking
solid, dude.
is like wiring your amplifier in the dirt. It's like
Yeah.
It's
It's
you
mine's
need a
like
processor.
So
like
I should
quarter ohm
wire.
right
I
now.
should turn it
Yeah,
up.
wire that, dude. Quarter ohm tonight, that bitch. We're gonna do benchmark.
Bro,
like,
hey,
whoa.
dude.
Say
Dude,
less.
It's got the 3090 cooler on it, dude. Mine's on kill mode right now.
And he's like, screw amp dynos. I'm doing overclock right now.
Yeah, what's that? Tell
Yeah.
me more.
Next time we see him, he'll have liquid nitrogen in his fucking
Yeah.
room. He'll just be
It's
pouring it on
nice.
his CPU.
Oh, then I
exactly.
definitely got to use it then. If it's nitrous, man, you know,
Bro,
go
I'll
juice.
deal with it.
All right, so a 580 isn't gonna overclock very far though.
You
Yeah,
get
the
like 1750 megahertz. You get like It'll boost with the stock boost on it. It'll boost up to like 1750 megahertz at idles, like 1450 or something like that. It's
It's
perfectly
sitting
fine.
at like 20,
Now,
2260.
Is that like RAM or is that totally different?
the process. It's pretty much the processor
it's-
speed with it.
To what?
It's how fast it's okay. Layman's terms, it's how fast it's cutting on and off. Just
There you
call
go.
it that.
He said.
Make it
Okay.
easy.
He said SAUC already optimized it for stability and speed. So whichever. Yeah, I'd leave it where it's at.
Stability. I like stability, reliability. You know, don't have to
What
worry
is
about it.
stability? I'm crashing in Warzone like every other day. So
So what these guys will do, and they'll take and I'll mute the video so I don't want to hear it. They'll see
Yeah,
how
show
much
'em.
they can overclock their computer, like to get a higher frequency out
that's
of
what
it.
it said.
And
Woo!
they compete with this, Andy. So they'll take and
Liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, so there's a competition who can get like the highest stable frequency out of a CPU, and they'll get them just retardedly, below zero cold, so they can get these extreme performance boosts out of them. And they're not using it; it's just literally to see who can overclock it the highest to make it run.
So putting like a load on it and just
Yeah,
cranking
they're
it up.
pulling
to
a
see
load and then they're basically just turning it up till it can't handle it and it crashes.
They're wiring,
but
they're feeding
it's-
more power to it too.
Yeah, dude. It's essentially like, the amp really can't wire at half ohm.
But
But
if
if
put
we
it in the
strap
freezer
it
for
wired
4
at
days,
1.2, it'll work,
Yeah. Damn. That's
The,
crazy. I do want to learn about this stuff. I know I watched like one video and I'm like, what did you say? Like I had no idea. He was talking over everyone's head.
Let's go
I mean-
start watching Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah,
You'll
Linus
pick up
Tech Tips, LTT.
He dumbs it down for pretty much
I started
anybody,
watching
so-
him like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Just
nice.
randomly.
Linus-
I got a lot of
Linus before he had a
subscribers.
beard. I was
Yeah.
him the other night because he has a beard. It's like Riker or anybody like Star Trek. They're cooler after they get the beard. It's funny because when he first got it, they were like, because people were talking about it. And he's like,
Everybody's
if you
like,
keep talking about my
eh.
beard, I'm gonna cut it off. But
Yeah, it was funny.
You're right about the beard though. You definitely do.
Dude, I
get
missed my
cooler.
haircut
Yeah.
today too, dude. I'm mad.
you look like a fucking.
Dude, this
Hey,
shit
hey,
is
man,
legit, dude. This shit is legit long.
You look like my buddy Jake right now.
I just woke
from
up.
my area.
Y'all cut me some slack, man. I woke up 3 hours ago.
Looking fresh. Looking fresh.
Yeah. Beard included.
Hell yeah. The biggest meme though
Over
is
it.
Star Trek didn't get good until Riker had a beard. When all the seasons where Riker was shaved, it sucked. Gets a beard, instantly better.
Oh yeah, way better. Yeah. Same person?
It's like he has notoriety at that point.
Let's see. The thing about Riker too is he has a patented way he sits in chairs. Every time he straddles it over
I
it,
can't.
leg over every time. I'm gonna start doing that when I sit down.
I feel like he's just trying to bring
It's like-
attention.
it's-
He's like,
That's
listen,
like
I am
saying
the alpha
I am the
male.
baddest motherfucker in the room.
Look
I
at
am
it.
asserting my
Yep.
dominance.
Mounting and dismounting, leg over.
Jesus.
It's like you have to consciously do that.
I mean, he's got the legs
I want
to
to see you
it.
do that in your gaming chair right now, Scott.
Yeah,
No
it was like
homo.
90
I want to
old
see
now.
you do that in your gaming chair right now, dude.
Not happening.
No. I don't
Those are
think you're tall
future
enough.
chairs, bro. That's what they probably made those chairs
Damn.
just the height of his
That's
legs.
crazy.
Yeah,
Probably.
but
Man, we about to get banned just like the Fast and Furious movie.
no audio, and this is from freaking 1990.
Oh, you know they still wanting royalties, man. They're shutting us
yeah.
down.
Yeah, Paramount owns it now, and they're like, we want our money.
You showed him sitting in a seat and not even a complete scene.
Yeah,
We want our money.
Yes.
the let's see, even dismounting. Yeah, exactly. There's just weird niche stuff about Star Trek you learn. You're like, that's fucking weird. There's another series, the Voyager, the one with the chick captain, and for some reason, every time the ship gets attacked, there's rocks that fly on the bridge. Where the fuck do the rocks come from?
Right? I can't.
No idea.
You know, I remember my dad watching Star Trek. You know, I was more of a Star Wars fan, but I just, you know, that's two different things. Way two different things.
I mean, I grew up liking both, but there's like hundreds more hours of Star Trek than there is Star Wars.
Right. It's like you're dedicated.
I love, you know, Star Wars, but there's like fucking 50-something episodes of The Next Generation by itself, not including the 6 movies. So it's like a lot more content. There's good ones, there's bad ones too. Don't get me wrong. There's some shitty episodes.
Did you ever watch that Black Mirror?
I didn't watch that one yet. I heard it was good.
It's like the Twilight Zone in 2020.
Oh wow, I like the Twilight Zone, dude.
Dude,
Twilight Zone.
You're talking about Black Mirror? That thing is weird, dude. I'm not.
Oh, it's amazing. What do you mean?
It's weird, dude.
There's some Twilight Zone episodes that will mind fuck the shit out of you, and they're in black and white. Like some
That's
of those,
how these
I was
are.
like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
The
dude,
first
mind
episode of the new season's really weird. Don't watch that one.
I haven't
Watch
seen the
older
new
ones
series
first.
of it. The character thing. But nah, it's just something that they did for him, man. And another thing that Star Trek did, you know, the first time any alien race or name got said, how it was said on camera first is how it was done the rest from then on in canon. So like, just like Data was supposed to be Data, and then you know, Patrick Stewart's a Data, and then they stuck as his name. but let's see.
All right, hey, y'all ready for this? Let me blow your minds. Let me tell you how well that cell did. I did. Since you plugged it, you take a guess how many boxes I've sold. It's gonna blow your freaking mind.
9. Oh, nice.
0.
What?
Damn.
0.
Well, they got
Swear to God.
13 more days.
I'm telling you, dude. I put it up there. 0.
Hey, I plugged it, bro. I plugged it.
I know. I'll tell you another funny one. Did you see what I put on my actual Facebook page?
No.
I shared it to you.
Oh yeah, I saw that status one. Yeah, where they were saying,
the running a giveaway for this month. Did you see that one? It's freaking hilarious.
I'll check that one out. We'll see the input on that one, Andy. So, do you think somebody that has to, and I'm not saying there's not competent people that don't buy designs, but generally speaking, do you think somebody that buys their enclosure designs, should they give advice on enclosures?
No.
Agreed.
No.
Finally.
No. I mean,
I've had that argue both ways, to be honest.
because, you know, if you're going out and buying designs, then you don't feel comfortable enough to build with your own. Why should you waste someone else's money?
There's
You can give them your designs that you paid for, but not something like, oh yeah, dude, since you got 3 15s and I have 2 15s, this is what you need.
Any names out there, without putting any names or anybody under the bus, I'll tell you the short of what happened. I built a box for said person. They had some other person tell them the box is wrong. It would be louder if it was bigger. It's a 4th order for X15s. I've done them like 100 freaking times. It's nothing special. It's nothing different.
My box is on a small side. It's smashing.
Right? And I was like, you know what? Go do it, man. I was like, man, let me guess. He bought a design. He's like, yeah. I was like, anybody buying a design already doesn't have the knowledge to speak at length on how my shit's messed up. Like, come on.
Wow, so he's just going off of somebody else's word that's not a designer?
Bottom line, they need significantly more power, not a different box.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Right,
yeah.
right.
It was X12s. It was X12s, not X15s. I think I don't remember the exact specs.
It was 6 X12s, though, on one SFB 13.5K.
So no power.
So it's probably rising to like plus 10 ohms on 1 amp. You know what I mean? Like
no power. I've told them 100 times, more power, more power.
Well, whenever what I was gonna say, when you gave him the design, you knew the power.
I didn't design it. I built it.
You built it.
Yes,
now, did you tell him? So you told him, listen, you need to do more power, otherwise this is not going to be its potential.
They don't want to hear it. I've been guilty of it too.
They never want to hear it.
I've been guilty
Scott
of it
didn't want
too.
to hear it. I was like, he's like, man, I wish you'd play a little lower. I was like, add more power.
All he's going to do is trade efficiency for bandwidth.
7500s, Jake, and then I went to a show and clamped one. It was like 2,900 watts, and I'm like, time to change.
Solid.
Yeah, and the sub, 2,900 watts on 6 subs, and they're 2K RMS apiece. So it's like,
yeah. Maybe he's onto something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost like power equals excursion.
Yeah, then I threw the
Crazy.
12K
Yeah.
on him. I was like, holy shit, Jake, it sounds awesome.
Damn.
Crazy how that works.
I mean, people are going to go with what their other friends tell them to, especially when they're not too
Well-
familiar with something. Maybe they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe my friend knows something more than you. You know?
What I got out of the whole situation was is he wanted to make some money and wanted to rebuild the box that I had already built. So he was telling him whatever he needed to hear. That's what I got out
Hear
of it.
me out though.
Because-
When he's either unloading immediately or definitely not as loud, it's gonna come back and bite the guy.
Well, it was just hilarious because I was like, let me guess, he bought a design. He's like, yeah. He's like, let me guess, Drew Jones. Like, yeah. I was like, well, see, proves my point.
Oh, here
Like, I
we
ain't
go.
got nothing to
There's
say
nothing-
bad
there's
about
nothing
Drew. I
against
like
Drew.
Drew.
Yeah, it's nothing
But
against Drew. No, it's
it's-
nothing.
no,
Drew
I
was-
like Drew.
wasn't a factor, and the guy would.
I heard a thud when we went over something there.
Yeah, no. It was nothing negative against Drew.
No, dude, I
love
ain't got
Drew.
no. I was just like throwing a name out there because that's like one of the.
Well, yeah, he's
main
going to
people
go
I do a
to
design.
somebody else. So, did he go to Drew? I'm guessing, or
Yeah,
did
yeah,
someone?
he had Drew
yeah.
do a design. That's cool. That's fine. He'll probably
Okay.
slam. But here's the catch. He's like, yeah, man, we're gonna add another sub, and we're gonna do 2 salt 8s now. And I'm like,
You know, I hate
put the
when
2
people
salt 8s
do
on it
that.
right now.
Whenever
I
they,
told him-
they
I told
keep
him the same
changing things, you got to know what you're doing before you start. You know.
I talked to the guy, by the way, Jake, and it's the first thing I said when I picked up the phone. I said, put 2 AKs on it, and then he's like, I already know what you're talking about. He's like, I washed my hands of it. They're
Yeah,
doing what
I've
they-
already. I
Yeah.
can't force somebody to do something. They got to do it themselves.
Damn. So you literally hand built that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, build.
And he's
everything.
local.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, he really did you dirty then. Yeah, I wouldn't be talking to that guy anymore. I'd be like, all right, well, let me know how that goes.
I
and
was
then-
just like, you know what?
It's not
'Cause
gonna be
the first thing he
bad.
said, the first thing I heard was, yeah, man, my buddy said it'd be louder if it was bigger. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see this. Yeah, go.
What's he
I had
gonna
a
do?
guy-
Get a bigger car? I don't
had a
know,
guy
because he's
that's what
gonna.
I wasn't selling a sub to today. Like, which again, it was out of respect too. So, like, I had a guy hit me up. He's like, "Hey, bro, I've got an SFB 5K. I've got an XP3 12. I need a D1." And I'm like, "How many are you doing?" And he's like, "Just one." And I'm like, "Well, what are you wiring it to?" He's like, 0.5. And I'm like, "Bro." And he's like, I bought the wrong sub. I've got one already. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy another one from you. That's a D1. And I'm like, "Bro, I'd love to sell you a sub." But I was like, run the D2 that you have and wire that thing at 1 ohm, because you're gonna literally grenade that SFB 5K at wiring it at half ohm immediately, and you're gonna be pissed. I was like, "I'd love to sell you a sub, bro, but don't wire it at 0.5. And the guy who told you, because like apparently his box guy told him that he needs a D1 to wire at 0.5, and I'm like, tell your guy he's a good
What
girl.
amp?
Do SFB 5K.
Oh yeah. Definitely wired at 1 ohm.
Yeah, exactly. Wired at 1.
100%, man. You'll get that warranty.
Exactly. So I was like, tell your guy he's a silly goose, and tell him to send the D2 and wire it at 1 ohm.
Misinformation.
I know y'all don't. I
the
know y'all
death
don't
of
like
us all.
tear amps, but
Jams are fine
hey,
for some.
hey, man, my what is it? MD 8000 was at 0.4 for like 2 years.
If you have a lot of rides, and then but
There wasn't.
Here's
There
the
was
thing
one
on
point
it.
where it was actually having a little dip.
The dip's part of it. That's what I tell a lot of people. They're like, hey, like the
Doesn't just
the
go
Venus
up, it
goes
goes
up
down.
and down, and the closer you are to 0.1 is dead short. So like
Yeah.
but going back to it though, boom, boom, boom. With the design tuning, that's why, for instance, I'll give a good. And I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but Bobby Gately, he sold a design. When they talked to the customer said you get 1-inch birch. So the design was done on 1-inch birch. The customer decided to go ahead and change the design and did everything with dual 3/4. Did the whole box dual 3/4 instead of 1-inch birch. And so at the picture, if you're looking at it, the box looks kind of right and everything like that, but you get to measuring everything. Everything's off, port and all, port length and thickness and all that stuff, because material thickness
yeah.
is off.
There's a lot of reasons why I don't do designs. People ask me every freaking day, it seems like, hey
Yeah.
man, can you do me a 3D rendering? No, I'll give you tuning, cubic footage, port area, and you can figure it out from there.
That's what I'm
If,
told a lot of
if
people.
you've got the knowledge to take that and make it a box, go for it. If you need a 3D rendering, you might want to pay somebody else to build your first one.
Yeah,
Keep your
just
hands
or a
wet
cut
that way.
sheet. I mean, come on, it only goes together one way.
Like, I'm not giving people cut sheets. People are dumb. I don't want to. I
That's
don't
one
want
of our
to.
buddies right now. We've got a buddy that he wants to be SQ, and then he's like, man, my sealed box doesn't have enough output. And he's like, yeah, bro, like, taking
Crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy.
you're like, do you want to have 3 shallow subs and make the kick drums on your rock sound good, or do you want to smash 20 hertz? You got to make up your fucking mind, okay? You're doing
Right.
shallow subs
Pick
under a
one.
seat.
Give one or the other up. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a compromise, but the compromise will be you won't be happy with either.
Yeah, and or you're going to spend more money that you want to spend and dedicate more power and nicer subs.
I'll tell you a good one. People will come to me. Here's one for you, Scott. Scott's a prime example of this one, ladies and gents. Hey, Scott, what
Wow.
subs are you going to put in said box? I'm going to put Hog 2s in them. Okay. Are you sure? Are you ever going to go up? I'll probably go up, but we'll rebuild it before I go up. Okay. I'm going to just build it strong enough for them, save you some money. X, Y, Z. Later down the road. We'll deal with it. Okay, word. Build it. First subs to go in it. Hog 3s, not the Hog 2s. I'm like, hey, man, if you put some power, you're going to destroy that box. Oh, no, they'll be fine. Hey, man, something broke in the box. Wow, it's crazy. It's almost like you didn't put the subs in it you said you were going to put in it.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
man, I think we're just going to Band-Aid it. We're going to put X15s in it. Okay, well, at least let me make you some braces for the bottom. Make them some braces. Hey, put these in with lag bolts. Put some in with regular screws. Breaks those.
It's making weird fucking noise. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's almost like you can
It's
never
hard,
do
though.
it. If I price people to overbuild the shit out of their stuff, they'll never pay the price. But if I do it just enough for what they got, they'll complain when they upgrade. So I give people the option, and somehow they still mess that one up. I don't get it.
Where do you meet your clientele?
Oh God.
Just
Full house.
People just
Everywhere?
be finding me, man. Cell phone number, Facebook. Hey, man, I heard my buddy said you're good with boxes. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Every
Bring that
time.
down with the
Every
Trinity
time.
amps for you. Dude, I have had 0 issues whatsoever with these Trinity amps. I beat on them a whole day at a show. Didn't have a single, not even one get warm legitimately. I have fetus to leadest power to kill the XP3s if I want it now. And they're dynamic as
You
fuck.
won't
I really
send
like Huh?
You won't send them.
I don't want to send them. They've been good to me.
You
Yeah.
won't do it. You
Yeah, I
said
don't
you
want
got
to.
fetus deleted, but you won't do it.
And I have them all in stock, Brandon. So hit me up. I got you if you want to get one. Or 3 or 4 of them, or 6 like mine. I don't care. Let's do it.
I mean, you could have 12. Who knows?
Yeah, well, there's the guy that already did 12. What are you talking about? He's got 1 per coil on 8 subs.
That would be 16, Scott.
No, he's got whatever 6. So he's got 6, one per coil. Sorry.
jeez.
I was about to say 8 subs, 1 per coil. That's 12.
The only thing I wouldn't want to do with
16.
that is like, and I need to address it mine later is taking and doing DSP for phase alignment on them. But I would not want to phase align 12 amps just for my subs.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
even have
but-
phase adjustment on your sub?
No,
Yeah.
it says be done through DSP.
I
So
know. I
you
feel
have-
like
Not only
when
that,
they-
I wonder, do you have a oscilloscope?
Yeah, I've got a Snap-on.
Do you have like a four channel or something?
Yeah, it's a 4-channel.
We'll hook all 4 of them up and see if they're even close. If they're close, just let
Well, I
it
have 6, but that could be 4 at a time.
let it ride. Let's ride.
Well, yeah, but like once you verify the 4 are close, you can just disconnect 2 and go to the other 2. As long as they're all close, just let it rip, man.
Oh yeah.
I've
I know,
seen
I
some
feel
where,
like-
the waves are like off, dude.
I don't see
Lots.
I really can't see a difference of like obviously I'm sure there's some minute difference, but I mean like as far as watching the subs load in the enclosure and how they're throwing, I don't see any ones that are like noticeably different than them moving it.
Well, I mean, they're also reacting on the same volume of airspace top and bottom, so whether they fire at the exact time or they're 10 milliseconds off, I don't think you'd see that.
Sure,
But
The-
but there is a big noticeable gain if you can phase match them.
sure. I am the only one that goes responsibilities goes, oh fuck. The thing, okay, if you hit me up during daytime hours and then we start talking about it, here's how I cut out 90% of the bullshit. Daytime hours, I hit you up, or you hit me up, sorry. You ask, hey, I want this. We dance back and forth a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you for your name, address, phone number, and email, and I'm going to send you an invoice. And then and when you ask them for their information for an invoice, and if they say they're not interested, then you're pretty much realizing your fucking time's getting wasted.
Yeah.
And then it's always at like 8:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning. Ding, is this available or whatever? Hey, I
Oh
want
hell
this.
no, Brian just said he needed a new
Hey.
wall in his Genesis. Hell no.
Like 3
Uh-uh.
times now though. I had this one kid hit me up like 11:30. I need 2 D3400s, and he's like, "Do you have?"
I need
time?"
them right now, man. And
Yeah,
I
So
was
he
like,
was like,
okay,
I'm
work.
buying them right now.
Invoice.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, send me your address, phone number, email. I'll send you an invoice over you can pay. Dude, sure enough, at like midnight, this guy paid for batteries. I shipped him out the next day. I was like, damn, I'm glad I was nice to him, dude. Like, woo.
Yeah, some people are actually about it, and some just like to love to kick tires.
Man, I'm
You
good
know.
at kicking tires. You can ask Scott. I'll hit him up while we're playing Rust.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, man, what's the price on this? And they'll be like, it's fucking 2 a.m., Jake. Leave me alone. I'm
I got
playing
you.
a video game.
I got like almost 20 of the 12 T1s in stock. Dog, hit me up. They're fucking nasty. All right, Brian, hit me up, dog. I got you, bro.
Hey, question: those cap, the UC 31, I think it
I
is.
sold everyone I have. I'm not ordering more.
Well, next question is: can they actually do all the way up to 16 volts?
Fine. They're actually good.
Are they 6 cells in there, or are they 5?
Let me pull back one up real quick. I think it's 8 cells.
It doesn't say on the website if that's what you're gonna go look for.
You can look at the
Because
ribs.
Brian was
Look at
asking
the
that, and I
ribs.
was like, well, if it's not 6 cells and it's 5S, you might just
One,
want
two,
to
three.
buy the actual excess power cells.
I think it might be 10 cells.
If it's 10 cells and it's 5S.
So what they were saying is they could take cells out of it and be a higher fair capacity.
Because it works in series. As you take them out of series, you get more fair capacitance, but you lose
all
in
honesty,
overall voltage.
Base Warrior dude, they're actually they're higher than 16 volt. If you took the protection circuitry out of it for the jump start feature and all that stuff, they're actually like good to like 22 volts or some fucking stupid shit. But the BMS regulates it. The UC31s were originally made for heavy duty trucks and for big rigs, and they had a recall on them because the protection circuitry was failing. Didn't cause anything wrong. There was nothing wrong ever. That misconception that they something went bad. They'd go drain your system. No, all that would happen was the circuitry would fail. That shut them off when the truck turned off when there wasn't amperage going in, so you could drain the cap with the truck turned off, and then the jump start feature would fail. So they recalled every one of them, put new BMS and the jump start chipset in them, and then sold them. They're all B stock. I mean, this A stock ones are ones that were not sold that just did repair on and sold back as A stock new, but 90% of them that you see out there were B stock refurbished. There's nothing wrong with that, but
I was wondering why they recalled them.
I just wonder why. Like, here's a fun one for you. If
I have
you
2 in my truck I like them, and an SP630 under the hood.
If you go to DIY Central, aka Excess Power's DIY page,
He said there's 6.
They sell the capacitors if you just want to buy the I-axis capacitors and series them up and make a bus bar for a bunch of them. They sell them at 2 different prices. They sell them at a different price there than they do on the regular page. And then dealers sell them at a different price. And it's like, I don't know what's what. Like, what's B stock, what's A stock, what's,
The B stock ones are going to look like they don't have scuffs on them and stuff like that. But I mean,
I'm not even talking about the UC 100s or the UC 31s. I'm talking about just the regular super caps, the 2.7s and 2.85s.
I can get them though, but Blake says they're 6S.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no experience with them, so.
I mean, I've had good luck with them.
6S should go to 16.8 then.
I knew it was something like that. But I've had good luck with them. I really noticed a big difference in my voltage staying constant, adding the large, 1400 pairs of cap in it.
I think they're awesome, with the little display of how much capacitance is left into it, with the app. I mean, that's awesome. And, you got to have power to make power, but it gives you that instantaneous push. Plus, if your battery ever dies, you're good,
Well,
I haven't said it on the podcast, Jason, but yeah, I do. I am able to dealer for Defmon's Avatar now, and I do some distribution for it.
Boom, boom. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I got avatars. I got the Avatar STUs in stock. Those are pretty fucking gnarly, bro.
How y'all looking on getting your new warehouse?
Trying to get into a building by Andretti's.
Oh, word.
The shopping center that's next to in the corner of the big L building.
Yeah. Where Marietta Billiards were?
Yeah, the one that's actually in the physical corner of the L. It was like an appliance store. They got closed. They're in the process of sectioning off the building into 2 buildings, which was way too big as an appliance store anyway, because you walk down steps to a whole different area and stuff like that. So they partition in. He was boom 40. I'm not, dude. I've seen the big subs. Everyone keeps telling me to put avatars and other stuff for the Trinity subs in mine. Dude, the XP3s have been so damn good to me. I'm not changing them anytime soon. If I'm doing anything, I'm doing custom one-off TV6s that I'm not talking about.
I know, for what you're doing, you're pretty much there, Shoot.
These are big
Scott,
4-inch
I got
coils.
a customer just pulled up. I'm gonna hop out here.
Hell yeah,
Okay,
brother.
Jake.
We're
Nice
actually at
seeing
the
you,
hour
buddy.
mark anyway, so we'll go ahead and wrap this show up. I didn't even realize we
Yeah.
were over the thing, and you guys will kill some time before your show, Andy.
Absolutely.
And I'll take 2 seconds to tell you this thing I was gonna tell you, but not myself. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you and Andy will laugh excessively hard at this.
Go on.
Well, good. We'll go ahead and wrap
I'm
this
ready.
thing up, guys. It's Rolling Thunder. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I'm glad, Jake, thanks for hopping on. Andy's good to see you too, buddy. You got anything before we close this bad boy up?
Likewise, man. It's been fun, and got to see Jake tonight. And, of course, catch me on my show in about a half an hour or so.
Hell yeah.
Be ready.
Cool. Everyone have a great weekend. I appreciate you guys, and no drinking and driving. I appreciate you guys.